Donald Trump promised huge ratings for a Saturday Night Live hosting gig, and he delivered.
Yeah, the show's the highest rated since January of 2012. The big-time host of that show, Charles Barkley. Equally controversial, perhaps. Trump's SNL appearance came after protests that NBC dump him over what some are calling racially heated rhetoric. Trump did not duck from that during the show.
Wonderful to be here. And we're going to have a lot of fun tonight.
You're a racist!
Who the hell is I knew this was going to happen. Who is that?
Trump's a racist!
It's Larry David. What are you doing, Larry?
I heard if I yelled that, they'd give me $5,000.
And you look at the hoodie Larry David's wearing, maybe he needs $5,000, right? So protesters said they were going to give a $5,000 reward to anybody who interrupted Trump during the live show. And the group that offered up that reward actually said they are going to send the $5,000 to Larry David because, you know, he achieved their goal.
He
which
needs
is,
the money.
And he does need the money.
Seinfeld was a terribly successful show.
Right, yeah, poor Larry, we're really worried about him. So look, this Trump SNL, I think by now you've all seen some of the skits that they did during the show. We saw a little taste of the beginning. Matt, what did you think?
I thought Larry David was funny.
Larry David was funny.
He's a comedian.
Right, it was up and down. I mean, that's what a typical SNL show is going to be. Some skits hit, some skits flop. And Trump isn't a comedian. I mean, he's used to being on TV, so he has a presence, but, you know, he's not going to deliver great funny lines. He doesn't have that inherent comedic timing.
I thought he would be a little bit funnier just because he is an entertainer. He's been on, done a lot of television shows in general. I'll be honest, the only thing that's going to get me to watch SNL is Justin Timberlake, so I couldn't care less who's going to be on the show. You know, I think that he delivered exactly what you expected Trump to deliver. We're so used to being, you know, outraged when we see certain comments that happen maybe in non-SNL settings, that when we see him being, well, just himself on a skit show, that's what you get.
I just think it's got to be impossible to try to write material for a guy who's running for president.
And someone who has actually said that he did veto a lot of stuff that was a little bit
inappropriate, too racy. He didn't want to do it.
A lot of
you get it, right?
too.
Absolutely. The critics this morning, though, are absolutely destroying Donald Trump. Some of the headlines I found around the internet this morning. Trump's sorry night on SNL, an overhyped bummer for us all. Donald Trump bombed and was a disaster, and it's a dud, were some of the headlines.
Do you think people were hyping him too much, though, and people had too high of expectations for him just because he gives so many one-liners on the campaign trail? Maybe they thought his one-liners would resonate even more on SNL.
I just think it's as funny as SNL normally is, and I think the critics, these are mostly TV critics, who were writing these things, and I think they were being absurd at the standard that they were judging Trump on.
So a lot of this stuff did fall flat, and there was a lot more silence in the show.
I don't disagree with that.
There was one very interesting moment when his daughter walked in, and now normally when there's a cameo, anybody who it is, people go crazy.
Yeah, they cheer.
She walked in and paused as to wait for that applause, and crickets. Just nothing. So the good news for Donald Trump is there is at least one person that SNL fans are less excited to see, his daughter.
You do think, like, maybe they could have done a better job stocking the studio audience with people who were maybe pro-Trump or something.
Didn't Trump stock his rallies early on? He probably has some numbers of people he could call.
I'm sure you're correct on that.